Hey, what's up? You're probably smart as shit and nobody cares, and I'm about to tell you why. So the first thing I want to say is I'm not like an expert on any of this shit, so this whole video is just completely my opinion and what I've learned, and I just want to get that out of the way so no one thinks I'm like some person, the guru that thinks they know everything. So this is all from my experience of what I've learned. I'm just sharing what I have with you guys, okay? So first we got to figure out, are you actually smart? You know what? If you look at the statistics, chances are you're probably not, because it's a low percentage of people. If we're looking at IQ, which is why it's actually important what we define as smart, what we're actually trying to figure out when we say smart. So I actually wrote it here. So what is intelligence really? So a lot of people would just say IQ. Alex Hormozy, if you guys don't know him, I mean, you know Alex Hormozy, he's the business dude. So his definition of smart is the rate at which you learn. And then you might ask, okay, well, what's the definition of learning? And then he just defines learning as same stimulus, different behavior. So basically that means his example, actually the example he uses is kind of funny. The example he uses is if I show you a red card and then I slap you, how many times do I have to do that before you learn to actually duck? Right? Because his point is the learning is when you duck or when you block or when you learn, change your behavior and you don't just take the slap. And the intelligence is how many times it takes you to do that, right? So if you get slapped, I show you the red card, then I slap you, and then I show you the red card and you duck, that's as fast as you could possibly learn. So that's really intelligent. This is his opinion. Now, what I would add to that is it's not only the same stimulus, different behavior. I think it's also a more effective behavior, for at least for the intelligence part, because if you can change your behavior quickly, but every time you change your behavior, it's like it just doesn't help you at all, it actually gets worse, I would say that's dumb. Like if you quickly change your behavior in a negative way, that's stupid. Like if I show you the red card and then next time you lean in the direction of the slap, yeah, you changed what you did, but you didn't really learn, and you're also not intelligent. So most people think intelligence is IQ. I'm sure, I mean, I used to believe that. I mean, I still kind of believe that. It's really just a matter of semantics. But in terms of being like successful and actually people admiring you and all that, IQ doesn't seem to matter that much. So there was actually a study done where they looked at IQ and its relationship to income. So they learned from the study that people with an IQ in the 25th percentile, the difference between those people and the people in the 75th percentile, which if you guys don't know what that means, basically means out of all the people in the study, the bottom quarter moved to the top quarter of people in terms of IQ, right? Even with that big of a jump, the income increase was only 10 to 16%. So basically what that means is the difference between dumb people and smart people is like 12% of income. In fact, there was actually another study I saw on Dr. K. I don't know if you guys know Dr. K, but basically he was talking about how people with super high IQs actually have like a disadvantage, which is kind of interesting. He was talking about how like some people go in the gifted program and they don't learn to study because when they're so young, they're like super fast at everything. They get all their shit done like that. And then they don't learn the study habits, and then it kind of hurts them later on in academics. And I'm not sure how much that has to do with income, but I just remembered that, so I just wanted to include that. So the next question is like, okay, well, if IQ doesn't really affect it that much, then what's actually important to be successful, right? For people to be like actually care who you are. And another study found that that trait that's actually correlated with higher income is conscientiousness. So if you're wondering what the hell is conscientiousness, it's basically, the way I explain it is it's like awareness and self-control. That's the way they explain it too. So the next question is, why is self-control and awareness useful for income? And you guys can probably figure out why, right? If you're very aware of your emotions and your logic and your brain, and you have a lot of self-control, then you can make the right decisions without being affected as much by your actual emotions and your biological urges. For example, let's say you have person A and B in like a sales position where it's only commission, and that's the only way they can make their income. So person A, when they're at work and they have certain urges to maybe stop doing their sales calls or just focus on something else, on be distracted, if they're more aware and they have more self-control, they're going to be able more frequently to act on changing that behavior and getting themselves to actually do the work, which is going to result in them getting a better commission and getting more money. And obviously person B, it would just be the opposite, where when those urges come up, they give in to them more, and then their income and result is lower because the actual work they put in is less. So in some sense, it kind of fits with Hormozi's definition, where he talks about the rate of learning and actually changing behavior, right? Because if you see that you're doing the wrong action and you have certain urges, the quicker you decide to change your behavior in the right direction, obviously, then the smarter you are, according to Hormozi. So according to him, being smart will actually probably make you more money. So the last part here is why you watch this video. You're probably wondering, okay, but why does that matter? Who cares? What should I do with this information? In my recommendation, like I said before, this is all my opinion. It's not like facts or anything like that. And I don't think I'm like some magical guru, but I would say it's probably important now to focus on building conscientiousness, right? Because if you know conscientiousness is going to make people more money, then how do we actually improve in that area? Some of the things that I've seen like help me with that and help other people, obviously you guys have seen like meditation, but I think really what it is it's a trait, it's a thought pattern, and it's hard to change those, but it's just repetition of certain thoughts, and a lot of that is really just from your environment. So I would say consistent meditation, and also have a change in your environment, which I know it gets way deeper than that. It's not just simple, hey, change your environment and your meditation, and then you're going to be more aware and self-control, and then you're gonna make a bunch of money. That's not how it works at all. It's like a super long process. So I'm not trying to tell you guys that you're just a magical fix or something, but that's what I think has helped me improve that, and I think is gonna help a lot of people. The last thing I'll say here is it's important to distinguish between knowledge gaining and actually learning. Now, what do I mean by that? So what I mean is, when we learn in school, the majority of it is just like memorization and learning certain things, and it's not like, you usually lose it and it doesn't really affect your life much. But I would say really learning, like physiological learning, is when your biological urges start to change in certain situations. The reason why that's the type of learning that's like actually useful is because, say you're trying to build a certain trait, or you're trying to really get good at something, you can only really learn from the experience, right? It doesn't matter how many times someone tells you how to kick a soccer ball. If you've never kicked a soccer ball, you're not going to be good at it. And you're only going to get good at it with the actual practice, and your body's going to subconsciously get good at it, right? Your muscles are going to do the right thing in the right way, and you don't have to think about it. So I think that's the real difference between like just memorizing stuff and actually, like, it's like kicking a soccer ball in life with anything. And the same thing goes with awareness and self-control. It's like a practicing thing where you have to experience that feeling of having an urge and being able to actually beat the urge. And it goes way deeper into this. I want to reiterate that I don't know everything. I'm not telling you there's an easy fix for it. Basically, that's all I wanted to talk about. I just found it interesting that there's so many smart people. I mean, like, I would say I'm pretty smart, and I know a lot of smart people, and a lot of them, you know, still low income. And then there's also really stupid people that make a bunch of money, right? Even without the luck, like, they put in the work. So, you know, I've learned a value now. I don't really care that much about IQ and all that. Like, even though I have a high IQ myself, I really care mostly about self-awareness, self-control, and being able to build those traits, like actually discipline and all those things that are actually going to get you to achieve whatever goals you want. So hope this video was useful for you guys. This is like my second video, so if it was asked, let me know in the comments. And I'm also editing this myself, so the editing might be asked or anything, but if this helped you, please let me know. And if you want to see more content based on this type of stuff, like things that are going to actually help you make lasting change and whatever you're trying to do, make more income, lose weight, all those things. Like I said, I'm not a guru. I just share what I've learned and what I think could help me. And if you want, there's a link in my description for a free mini course that I made. And no, like I said, I'm not an expert. It's just everything that helped me, and I want to see if it could help you guys as well. And what's funny is there's actually no sales page on it or anything like that. Usually it's like a free course, but then the whole course is just them trying to sell you on their paid course. That's not what this is. In fact, I don't even have a paid course. I'm really just doing it to build goodwill and build an audience. And in the future, I'm gonna come out with products and stuff like that, or things that can actually help people. But right now, everything I'm offering, I can't, don't even mention anything where you can even pay me. So check it out if you want.